Yeah, I like that. That was a good one.
Okay.
Welcome in, everybody. We decided to go a little bit early because I'm kind of looking forward to reading some more.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve's got a puzzle box to finish.
Oh yeah, we got the decipher code.
So, we decided to kick it a little earlier. Um, how was your day, buddy?
Good. Forgot you were talking to me. Sorry.
That's all right.
It was good. It was busy. It went fast. Got a new toy today, so I'm good to go.
I put up some Christmas
I
decorations.
see that.
And Mickey.
I might actually have to go get myself a little tree to put in the background here somewhere.
You can't see it too good, but it makes me happy. So
That's all that matters. And I bought all those golden ornaments, and I need something to hang them on. So
there you go.
a little tree to hold about 25 ornaments, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like this one. This one's battery operated.
Ooh.
So
that's even better.
Is it fiber much taller than it looks too, but it's good.
Is it fiber optics? Or LED?
LED. LED. So, let's welcome into chat. See, that's what I thought we need to be. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo. Welcome into Cole Happy Haunt, Kenneth H., Stacy Rogers, Janice Disney, Debbie Bernfeld, good to see you. Mario Memphis, welcome. Let's see, we got Samantha Lowe, howdy. Chris Dye, Main Street Nick, good to see you. Chris Dye, Dinah Murphy's here, good evening, Dinah, hope you're well. Theo Sam Eagle, welcome. Jeff Condon, good to see you, buddy. Jeanette Sebastian DeCrab, hello. It just jumped on me. Let me see. Mar, Wendy B, welcome in. Good to see you, Wendy. Hope you've had a good day. And I think we got everybody because we started a little bit early and got.
I like it when we start early. It's easier.
Yeah. Welcome in, everybody.
Snickerdoodle is right here.
Snickerdoodle. She'll be in shortly. Christine Hickman, welcome in, Christine. Howdy. It's Tuesday, the 7th. Yep.
It is indeed.
Yep. Christmas is getting closer and closer.
Yep.
Debbie Thunert, welcome in. Good to see you, Debbie. Yep. So, fun stuff. There was something I meant to talk about tonight, and I totally forgot it, so that's okay.
Why? What are we going to talk about?
I have no idea.
Oh, you forgot?
I forgot.
You were going to talk about. You're going to talk about our awesome friendship.
I was.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yep. My bestest buddy.
Yeah.
My brother.
And how you hurt my wallet every day. 2:00 in the morning, he sends me a puzzle that I gotta buy.
I did. Just before he left last night, I was like, "Oh, by the way, you might want to look at this." And then I found more I sent him later.
And I had to buy them.
Stephanie Kill, welcome in. Good to see you.
All right, I'll return the favor.
Oh, you will.
I'll go hang out in the pin store and the Lego store.
Mm-hmm. Well, you did that last night, so it was only right.
I did do that last night, so.
Mm-hmm. So fun. That was good. I saw Jeff posted some pictures from last night. It was cool.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
Such a good
Paul Engel, welcome in. Good to see you, sir. Joey D, what's up, Joey? Hey. You're doing well. Yeah.
You see Nicole's comment? She gives up. I win.
She gives up. You win.
With
the snickerdoodle.
Let Steve be fake snickerdoodle. We're down.
Monroe Molly. Hello. Good to see you. Molly is the true one that you can blame, Steve, because she's the one that first turned me onto those items. I just happen to find more of them. So
Thanks, Molly.
Molly's the one you can really thank for spending money.
I like her little introduction of hello.
Yeah. Snickerdoodle imposter.
I am not an imposter.
Yep. So, we got some good book to do tonight. It was good and pretty graphic last week.
It was indeed.
Yeah, we got a sneak peek at sort of almost in the hideout day-to-day life for Aladdin and Jasmine and the little merry band of thieves. Kenneth H. Thank you, Kenneth. $5 super sticker with the hippos. Thank you, Kenneth. Jasmine is determined to use some of the magic that Jafar is looking for against Jafar, and Aladdin wants to go, I would say, more the high road and try to do it without that.
They're getting ready to get this new shipment of books in, if I believe correctly. Or person. What is it?
Thank you, Kenneth.
Oh, Kenneth. You're too kind, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Too kind. Kenneth emails me all the time with my screenshots for my streams. And I don't know how his quality is so good on them, but they're perfect. They're perfect pictures. I save every one of them. I got a whole collection of them.
I like his Bella builds that he's posted he's making. Although I feel like I should have Bella here instead of me. And just...
I mean, I'll talk to whoever sits over there, but I prefer you.
Yeah. Jennifer Caruso, welcome in, Jennifer. Howdy, howdy.
Jennifer Caruso.
See, yeah, his Bella stories are great.
All of his stories are great.
So I'll tell y'all a little secret. I hope Kenneth doesn't mind me telling this little secret.
Too late if he does.
Too late if he does. Sorry, Kenneth. Kenneth sent me a couple of images of a redheaded character in one of the thumbnails that I did. He said, I tried to do something different and this is what I got. And he didn't use it, but I told him I really liked it. I said, it looks like my other twin Bella builds. And since then it became a thing. And I've enjoyed seeing Bella and her little stormtrooper on all their adventures. So,
very nice.
Yeah. Like I mind. Yeah. So you did have to tone her down a little bit. The first couple, Bella was almost putting it all out there.
Wow.
Gonzo. Buddy.
Gonzo.
Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well, Gonzo. Yes, Stacy, I think we did show that. I showed that to you. It wasn't my fault. The AI has needs. Yeah. What's funny anyway? I don't know how Kenneth gets the AI to do that because I've put in a couple of prompts before for the thumbnails, not trying to get really suggestive, but just word combinations. I guess it didn't like, and it told me that it couldn't do that because of content or something. I was like, all I asked for was a stormtrooper in a hot tub. I don't know why. And yet, anyway.
I don't really want to know what you're looking up.
Anyway. So yeah, we had a glimpse at Aladdin and Jasmine in their daily life. Jasmine wants to use the books against Jafar. Aladdin thinks that makes them no better than Jafar and wants to do it the proper way. And then Aladdin snuck out or went out to check around the town, and he came upon a rather nasty scene. Jafar was holding court.
Oh, that's right.
And wanted people to tell him where Jasmine was, and no one would do so, and he pretty much twisted a guy's head off.
Yep.
Literally.
That happened.
Yeah. And then proceeded to the next subject or victim, as it were. And then we got a short little scene of Jasmine seeking to meet up with Genie, which I thought was really, really interesting. Genie was able to escape, and well, I guess he's Genie. He could, he's not, but anyway, their little meetup and trading of information was really interesting to me. So, yeah.
No, Kenneth, I'm infatuated by the Twisted Tales. Like I was told, so I went to I'll tell a quick story if you don't care, Chris.
Go ahead.
I went to the bookstore this weekend and I had all 16 of them in my hand. There's 15 plus the anthology, or is that correct?
Yes.
So I had all 16 of them in my hand, like carrying them, and they were stacked up to my chin. I'm walking around with them. And I'm thinking, man, there's some of them are they're down to the last copy. I have the last copy in my hands. And I'm thinking, you know what? As I read, I want them on the shelf. I want to be able to see them and read them. But I've been toying with getting the Kindle, the Paperwhite. Corey has one. We travel. I sit there and try to read my phone. He reads his Kindle, and it's been whatever. So I started looking them up, and some of them are only like $1 or $2. The stories, the books. Some of them are like $7.99. I think is the most they really get to. So I'm sitting here reading them, and I'm like, man, I can save so much money. It would actually, just in this series alone, it would pay for the Kindle. So I can either go purchase them all right now, or I know they're always available on digital. So I made the decision. I got myself my Kindle now, and I have the stories on here. I love them. So I'm actually reading 2 series at the same time. We're doing the Twisted Tales here right now, and I am reading wow, you got 498 likes.
Wow.
So, I'm reading the other villain series, which I really like a lot. So
that one I was interested in looking into. I hadn't got it yet.
I'm through 10% of the first book, which is the Evil Queen. So I think it's fairest of them all. Mm-hmm. So I will I'll let you know. But yeah, I'm infatuated by the books. I think they're incredible. My niece knows what they are. We talked about it today. My mom liked it so much that she wants to read them. So just thought it would be,
and we talked about this one night. I think they're a really good read, both for adults and for teens and up.
They're kind of dark, which is more than young adults really should be reading some of this. I mean, pushing the guy out the window and twisting the guy's neck off, it's pretty gruesome. But there's a lot of really big words in these books too. Yeah. So they're almost more like 20 and beyond for me than they are young adults. So
there was a couple of references when Genie referenced a couple of things. I was like, wow, how are some kids going to understand that? That's like an adult little reference. It's almost like, you remember how like Animaniacs or different cartoons would put in stuff for the adults.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, it's kind of like that too.
Mm-hmm.
In some of it. There she is, the 100%
Aw.
Snickerdoodle.
Oh, her. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
The Jasmine to my Aladdin, the Belle to my Beast, the Flynn to my Rapunzel, the lovely Angela Minter. Hello, Angela.
Gandro just says, who?
Movie Manny Nick, welcome in. Good to see you. And Troy McDonald, welcome in, Troy.
Oh, hello.
Thank you. Chris S, good evening. Welcome.
Hello. I have had a couple of people say the same. Stacy and even I think Nicole said they'd rather have the book in their hands. Well, I understand that, but at the same time, I don't, because I can just rest this on my finger like this. When I have the book in my hands, my fingers start hurting from trying to hold the pages open. Number one. Number two, the books wear out very quickly. If this thing breaks, all my stories go with me onto the new one that I buy. So I'm not worried about that. But this also, I was sitting in my recliner reading earlier. I just laid it on my lap and I can see it perfectly. You can adjust the whatever the text if you need to. It'll sit up. It'll prop up. It's really nice.
I like that you can adjust both the background color, because I like mine in dark mode. It's easier for me to read in dark mode.
You do have a dark mode.
You can change, like you said, the font and everything to it.
And the brightness.
And I like that I can pull up the same stuff on my computer, on my phone, on my tab, all of it. It's all synced. I don't have to have just the book that I'm carrying around.
And I don't need a big shelf back here with all my books on it, because they're all right here. Exactly. But I understand when people say they like the feel of their the book in their hand. I totally understand that.
I get that. I have several books that are some of my favorites that I do go back and reread.
That's okay, Stacey. I'll just keep a book next to it all the time, so I'll open it up and smell it while I'm reading my other ones.
There you go.
And then I still have all reduced space.
Or you can just burn a candle that smells like a book.
Okay. Look, I really did want the physical copies. I understand it, but they're going to wear out after I read them. And and then the same thing. With this too, I can add my mom and my niece to them and have the family library and share the titles. And all. It's just so cool. So it makes it a lot, for as much as I travel too, it makes it way better. I don't have to worry. They're waterproof too. So I can at the beach or in the bathtub if I'm taking a bath or whatever. I don't know when the last time I took a bath was, but I take showers, guys.
All right, Flipper.
Not bath. I take showers, but you can it even says don't have a fear of dropping it in the bathtub. They're waterproof.
And Steve brought up a good point.
There's lots of Kindles and lots of prices.
They are, and Steve brought up a good point before the stream started. You may be able to get some on deal at Black Friday during the holiday season. Steve wanted to go ahead and get his before they went out of stock. So, but yeah, there's always chances for that.
Yep. I'm saving trees. See, that's a good point too. I forgot about that. Jennifer Cruz, I don't take baths, so I don't know. Although we went to Basins last night. I'm gonna get. You know what? I could get me some Magic Candle Company candles. Go to Basins and get some whatever those things are you put in the bathtub.
Bath bombs.
Sit in there and read my Kindle.
Yep.
I like it.
Boy, that place looked like it would smell amazing.
It was so good.
And you can make your own candles. That looked really cool. I didn't know you could do that.
And that wax was strong. The ghost one smelled really nasty, but the wax was strong.
Yeah. Did it smell like the Haunted Mansion Magic Candle Company? Because I don't like that.
It did not smell like that. It smelled worse.
Wow. Anyway. Well, yes, you get the bath bombs at Basins.
Yep.
It was funny. I meant to mention this to you last night after the stream, Steve. You were Jeff was trying out one of the soaps or something, and he was washing his hands, and I said, "There, ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed the first time we've ever seen Jeff actually wash his hands." So
that is true.
Yep.
Ronnie must have washed his hands like 5 times. He loved it.
Yeah. Snickerdoodle says, I like taking my Kindle to the pool so I can chill and read without worrying about pages getting wet. Yep.
Very true.
Yep. So, All right. Well, I think we'll get started with our book.
Let's do it.
So, we're just doing 2 chapters tonight. They are kind of long chapters.
Yeah.
Chapters, I think it's 17 and 18. The book doesn't really give you chapter numbers, which I find interesting. If I counted correctly,
go to this. Where's it at? Hang on.
17 and 18.
Oh man, it doesn't have it. It does in the table of contents, but I don't remember where it is.
We're just about 56% of the way through the book.
Mm-hmm.
Amazes me. Can you smell all the stuff in that store? Is it like Bath and Body Works? Yes, I would think so, Stacy. Stacy asked, "Can you smell all the stuff in the store? Is it like Bath and Body Works?" I guess.
It's way stronger than Bath and Body Works. I mean, it's all open, so you walk into just nothing but scents, and it's so good.
I used to have, I still have really bad allergies. I found some medicine that helps with it. Mm-hmm. I used to walk by Bath and Body Works, and it would tear me up. Now I can walk by and kind of enjoy it. So thank you, medicine.
Uh-huh.
But, it can be overpowering at times. So anyway. All right. First chapter tonight is Friends in Unlikely Places.
Have at it, buddy.
Here we go. I never thought I'd be stealing with you again, Dubin muttered as he stood on the back of a wagon and threw a sack to Aladdin. Their latest caravan heist held no magic books, but something indefinitely more useful to the poor people of Agrabah: food. Aladdin grinned, catching the sack and making sure the top was knotted tightly. Street rats weren't the only kind of rat that they had around here. I think Morgiana's idea is brilliant, to have Jasmine herself offering the handouts, Dubin said. It will make a real connection with the people. It's dangerous, Aladdin said, scowling. Jasmine is too many things: a valuable prize to hand over to Jafar, a symbol of the old sultan, our de facto leader. I don't think she should be walking the streets out in the open. Dubin shrugged. You can't gain without risk. You of all people should know that. The quiet noise of a throat being cleared interrupted their chatter. Aladdin and Dubin looked up in surprise to see a tall, middle-aged man standing there, quietly waiting. He was wrapped in a simple robe that was worn in places with what looked like all too perfect rips. His face didn't show any of the long-term effects of privation. While he was skinny, it wasn't because he was starving. His skin was clear and sleek, and his graying beard well trimmed. His hands were clasped around each other politely. He wore a plain gold ring on one hand, but Aladdin's expert eye saw that it didn't quite match tan lines around his finger, and there were more pale areas on other fingers. Aladdin began. My father runs a bakery, Dubin said. We were just helping him. This is where he keeps his baguettes, Aladdin supplied. Dubin looked at him as if he was an idiot, which he sort of was. I'm here to speak to the street rats, the man said politely. His accent was clipped and refined. I don't know of any, Dubin said. We aren't, Aladdin said. You're talking about those thieves they named this neighborhood after, Dubin asked with interest. A travesty, Aladdin swore, totally ruining property values. They trailed off as the man just watched them in silence. Finally, he spoke again. I'm a Moor, the head of the Jewelers Guild, and I risk my own life by coming here. He twisted the gold band around on his finger, and as Aladdin suspected, revealed a huge gem on a bezel. An obsidian capuchon with the golden image of a perfect diamond incised in it. Dubin gave a low whistle. What is it you want? Aladdin asked, confused. I would feel more comfortable discussing it over tea, the man said, looking around obviously. The two thieves immediately felt stupid. Of course, a rich man who disguised himself to come to the most dangerous part of town would come with a purpose he didn't want exposed to the world. Yeah, of course, sure, Aladdin said quickly. But how did you know we were street rats or we were here? The man gave a polite cough and nodded his chin at the wall. There was the mark of Raja, 4 claws with bloody red paint. Inside the labyrinth of passages that made up the world of the street rats, Dubin and Aladdin managed to cobble together some tea and chairs and a table without leading Amor too deeply into their secret lair. The head of the Jewelers Guild sat poshly relaxed, looking around with interest as if this was just a new tea house and not the lair of people who probably stole from him and his clients. We should do something about that, Aladdin suggested to Dubin. The claw marks, I mean. The kids love it, Dubin said doubtfully. It really makes them feel like they're a part of something. And here I was thinking you were concerned about security. I am, but it's a good symbol for people to rally to. They're, they just shouldn't paint it so close to home. Amor took a sip of tea pointedly, waiting for them to sit down. Sorry, we can discuss this later, Aladdin said. No, it is a good symbol, the jeweler said. Maybe I'll have a couple made up in gold for those who support our cause. Our cause? Jasmine asked, entering the chamber. She pushed her disguise hood back from her face. Morgiana followed close behind. She scowled when she saw who sat drinking tea. Your Royal Highness, Amor said, leaping up and immediately executing a perfect salaam. There were rumors you were somehow connected with all of this in hiding. The rumors are true, she said with a smile, indicating for him to sit down. She said as well and took Aladdin's cup from him. He grinned and let her have it. I'm gratified to see that you are still alive and well. Ungrounded, underground, literally as well as figuratively, Amor said. And this leads us nicely to what I've come here to discuss. I want to talk about the little situation Agrabah has with Jafar. Why do you care? Morgiana asked. He's not bothering you. He's not making you swear an oath of loyalty for bread. At night, when curfew tolls, you guys just stay inside your mansions and wait until morning. How is he bothering you? Amor gave her a withering look. Life isn't that simple, thief. Let's start with gold, for instance. I'm sure that as a thief, you are aware of how much this magical influx of coins has devalued it. Aladdin chuckled, but not meanly. He's got you there, Morgiana. Jafar is ruining their trade too. A second thing, Amor continued, and no less important, Jafar has closed all of the libraries, all of the religious education centers, and all of the trade halls that deal with science or magic. The alchemaics, I have it on good authority, are forbidden from meeting on pain of death. But why would he, Dubin began. Because he doesn't want competition, Morgiana said grimly. He's looking to break the laws of magic and doesn't want anyone stopping him. And of course, everyone who's educated knows how Jafar's benevolent
Nailed it.
nailed it. Rule ends, Jasmine said, Potty. It's true. Imams, mullahs, priests, rabbis, teachers, scholars, students, they are dissatisfied with the current state of affairs, to say the least, the jeweler said with a sigh. And you, Jasmine prompted. Amor steepled his fingers. Let us say I am representing them. I come to speak for a certain segment of the population, which includes religious leaders and guilds and others in various quarters of the city. People you might not normally have discourse with, who have heard of some of the caravan raids and other exploits carried out by your little band of outlaws here, who are willing to support you in your endeavors as best we can. And they elected you to risk your sorry self down here, Dubin asked with a toothy grin. No, the man said calmly, I volunteered. Dubin had the decency to look abashed, but Amor wasn't done. You know, thief, you are not the only ones who value freedom. To do what you want, where you want, with whom you want. To read what you want, if you can read. To live. I have a pair of granddaughters I used to walk with every evening up the hill past the cloth market to watch the sunset. It seems like such a little thing not to do anymore, but it matters for them and for me. And even mansion walls do not keep out the fear of the night and the odious new things it brings. So we do our dirty work and you secretly support us, Morgiana demanded. You talk about freedom. Your talk about freedom is all well and good, but living the freedom of that is denied too many of the poorest in this city. Where were you before the bread lines when people were just hungry? It's a fair point, Amor allowed, but it's hard to gauge the severity of a situation when your sorry self, as your friend so nicely put it, is in danger every time you set foot in the poorer parts of town. When there is a well organized gang of thieves bold enough to start infiltrating the gem and gold markets. And that's a fair point, Jasmine said with a gentle smile. Can we perhaps agree that when this is all over, it is a problem we will all work on together? That Agrabah's problems are everyone's and we need everyone's help. Amor and Morgiana glared at each other for a long moment. Yes, Amor finally allowed. All right, Morgiana said, not quite sullenly. All right, Jasmine said with a relieved sigh. It's past time I got out there and started distributing bread to the families who have refused this whole swearing allegiance thing, who are starving because of the decisions they made. Why don't you come along, Amor, and finally see firsthand the problems of a certain segment of the population of Agrabah you're not acquainted with? Yes, I think that's a good idea, Amor said, surprisingly agreeable to the suggestion, and I'd like to help. Huh? Morgiana said. Princess Jasmine, the old woman said in wonder, looking up into her face. Half a dozen grandchildren scurried around her feet in various states of undress, trying to stay busy and play while their parents were gone. Jasmine stood before her like a supplicant, head covered, offering a small bag of bread and cheese. Morgiana stood behind her, hands on her daggers. Behind them, Ahmed and Shirin carrying more bags of bread. Amor had a giant one. Jasmine smiled. Yes, I've come to help. But aren't you marrying Jafar, the new sultan? No, she answered shortly. He is a murderous usurper. I will have my vengeance upon him. And Morgiana elbowed her discreetly in the ribs. And he and I don't exactly see eye to eye on matters of governance, Jasmine added quickly with a gentle smile. And he's turning Agrabah into a prison where everyone is scared of doing or saying the wrong thing. The old woman continued to look at her with unreadable, pale brown eyes. Jasmine tried not to grow nervous. He's an evil, murderous son of a pig, the old woman finally said, spitting. The old sultan may have been a fool who never did anything for us, but he never tortured anyone or demanded loyalty for bread. And what do the peacekeeping patrols keep us safe from anyway? Each other? It's Agrabah. If you don't carry a dagger, it's your own damn foolishness. That's how I feel too, Jasmine said. Mostly, it would be nice if the streets were free and safe. But please, take this bread and cheese. I'm not demanding your loyalty in return. I just want my people fed. The old woman looked at the bread wearily. Then her face broke into a smile of 1,000 crinkles. She cackled. The royal princess, the future sultana, bringing me bread and cheese in my own house. I didn't even have to get up and bow. Peace be with you, Jasmine said, nodding. And to you, the old woman said with dignity. And death to Jafar, she added with a mischievous grin, her hand swiping in the air in front of her like a tiger's claw. When they walked back outside, Jasmine took a deep breath. She knew she should adjust her blood more tight, adjust her hood more tightly around her head, but she couldn't help taking it off for just a moment. She needed fresh air. It felt strange to have anything covering her so completely, and the rough material pulled at her hair in its new braided updo. I know, she sighed, seeing Morgiana's look. Just give me a second, and thanks for the little reminder back there. I just think of Jafar and I get all crazy. It's like rage that can't fit inside my own head. I want him to pay so badly for what he's done. I know, Morgiana said. The two girls strolled side by side down the shaded part of the street, away from the baking white hot wall on the other side. The rest of their team stayed a few steps behind. Ahmed and Sheeran playing skip hot toss with a small stone. Amora looked around interest, interestedly at the part of the city that he had never been in before. Sharon had to pause her game to show him the right way to walk in the quarter of the street rats. Face straight and forward, eyes darting everywhere, not showing that you were staring. You look like a tourist, she explained with the patience of a much older teacher. Morgiana watched them with a smile. Then she took a deep breath, trying to figure out how to say something politely to the princess. See, the thing is, none of the street rats, even most of the normal citizens of Agrabah, really care who's in charge. No offense or disrespect to your father, but except for taxes and jails, it doesn't really matter to the little guy. Jafar is playing a bad card with the patrols and increased violence. Nobody likes that. And you should bring that up often. But otherwise, I would stress the details of regime change less and yeah, happy, joy, nice Sultana Jasmine who cares about her people more. You're right, Jasmine sighed, fixing her hair in preparation of putting the hood back up. Several people passed them and gave her a second glance. Most of the city was now aware that Jafar hadn't wound up marrying the royal princess, and everyone wondered how she had gotten out of it and when she would had and where she had fled to. In the poorer districts, rumors spread that she was among them somehow, but no one knew where, and that she was helping the poor like some sort of heroine out of legend. Jasmine smiled at those who stared at her too hard. Although, she added with a sideways look at Morgiana, I am a bit surprised that you, of all people, had to remind me to speak of peaceful things. Morgiana grinned. Her face lost its characteristic tightness and scowl, like she was dropping a costume or a heavy pair of boots. Aladdin may not prove approve of our little thieving organization and make fun of it, But what he fails to grasp is the organization part. It's not all about gold and jewels and heists and stealing from the man. It's also territories and percentages and fair shares, and not quite fair shares when everyone's family is ailing and needs a little more. It's about loans no one is ever going to pay back. It's about conflict resolution, because in our case, an unresolved conflict results in daggers coming out. It's about dealing with people, treating them fairly, and listening to them even if you don't agree. Sometimes it's about making everyone unhappy the same amount. Jasmine listened with interest. I've only just begun to realize that myself. None of my plans to win the people, stop Jafar from breaking the laws of magic, to overthrow him, would be possible without the network you have in place. Sorry about taking over. That's okay, Morgiana said with a little ruefully. I truly believe that it's the only way to keep Agrabah from falling down a very, very bad path. What will you do when this is all over? Jasmine asked, realizing it was the second time recently she had asked someone that same question. Morgiana looked surprised. I don't know. You'll be Satana, and I guess I can't go back to thieving now that you know everything about us. Amor was trying not to look like he was listening. I liked what you said before, Morgiana said slowly, about everyone working together to make Agrabah. She stopped short. Amor misunderstood. I meant what I said about helping out, he protested. And I was merely interested in what you were going to say. I wasn't. No, look, Morgiana said, pointing without moving a muscle. Jasmine and Amor followed her eyes. One of the passerby didn't look twice at Jasmine. He looked 3 times and then kept looking. Jasmine wasn't sure what the big deal was, but Morgiana had tensed up and put her hands where her daggers were hidden. The man saw the 3 of them looking at him and broke into a run. It was like Morgiana had known he was going to do exactly that. She sprang after him almost before his legs moved. She let him get just far enough ahead so he could duck into a narrow, deserted alley off the street, probably thinking he could escape her there. Probably thinking there there he could easily subdue a girl so much smaller than he, where no one could see. But he wasn't a street rat. Once they were alone in the alley, Morgiana doubled her pace and covered the last few feet in an astounding leap. She wrapped her arms around the man's throat and pulled him back into her. Her left hand held a dagger to his side. Jasmine and Amor and the rest of the party rounded the corner just in time to see this. Amor drew back in shock. What's your problem, big guy? Morgiana hissed in the captive's ear. Nothing. I'm on my way to the market. Nothing at all. Get off of me, the man ordered. Try again. Morgiana dug the tip of her dagger deeper into his clothes so that he could feel the prick of its point. She tightened her elbow at his neck. I'm a citizen of the great Jafar's Agrabah, Agrabah Ascendant. Let me go, you street rat, or it will go poorly for you. What were you doing staring at us like that? Morgiana demanded. She twisted the knife so it began to tear his tunic. Come now, Amor began. He just recognized the princess and was surprised. Let him go. Yeah, the royal princess, the man said, choking a little. I was surprised. Morgiana seemed unconvinced. The man's hands flew up to his throat as she gave a quick squeeze. I'll give you one more chance. Morgiana, please, Jasmine begged. Don't wait. What's that on his hand? Everyone stopped and looked. Sharon ran forward and grabbed his left arm, reaching it so the back of his hand was exposed. A strange symbol was burned into his skin so violently that it was still oozing and raw. The mark of Jafar, Morgiana spat. Look on his coins and fangs. Like on his coins and fangs. Jasmine put her hand to her mouth, unsure if she was going to throw up or swear in frustration. Amor swore. My apologies, Morgiana, he growled. You know your business. You have the eye of a hawk. What is that? Jasmine finally asked, moving forward to get a closer look. The man's slitted eyes raced back and forth like a crazed horse's. He tried to scramble with his legs, but Ahmad sat on them and held them together tightly. It's a brand, Sharon said simply, like what they do to the goats. Who did this to you? Jasmine asked the man coldly. You get extra, the man whined. The red light. He looks into you and sees that you really are completely devoted. And then you get the mark. And then you get meat and gold. But what about the oaths? Jasmine asked. Didn't you get bread just for saying the oaths? Everyone lies, the man jeered. But I'm pure. I'm safe. I'm one of Jafar's men now. I'm a branded one. Dear heaven, Amor murmured. When did this start? I'm in the first 100, the man bragged. Soon all of Agrabah will be pure, and I'm one of the first. He can't make them love him with magic or bread, Jasmine said. So he's gaining their loyalty by torture and fear. Where is he doing this? In the palace, the man answered sullenly. It doesn't matter. I've seen you. I'm the eyes and ears of Jafar. We'll have to kill him, Morgiana said. No, Jasmine said, more tiredly than righteously. She thought quickly. What would Aladdin do? Lie. So Jafar knows I'm in the city. He probably already knew that. He doesn't know where I'll be next because I never stay still. I never sleep in the same place twice. I'm more like the wind and the shadows. I'm sheltered by the good and faithful all over Agrabah in every neighborhood. Go crawling back to your master, scum. Tell him that I am the eyes and ears of my people, and they do not want him. Morgiana dug the dagger deeper in one more time, drawing blood. Then she let him go. In a series of clumsy, desperate flops, the man got up and ran away from them, sandals hitting the ground loudly. He didn't even shout a curse or promise back at them. Coward, Amar spat. Jasmine wanted to crumple to the ground. The smell of recently burned flesh was still in her nose. The mark of Jafar hung in the air before her eyes, bloody and pale. Morgiana put her arm around the princess's shoulders. Jasmine, she said, I believe it's time to rethink our tactics. He's building his own power base, a strong one, with threats and rewards. You're right, Jasmine growled. This isn't some heist and hijinks resistance operation anymore. We can't wait around patiently to win the hearts and minds of all of Agrabah. We need to do more. We need to attack Jafar directly and take back Agrabah.
A declaration of war. Brother and sister were in the sky together, if briefly. The sun was just sinking below the horizon in the west. The moon followed not far behind, slowly chasing the day away. It was a strange orange crescent that night. Its tips pointed directly down like a bull getting ready to charge. Old folks called it a dry moon and said bad times were coming. As if the curfew, the patrols, and the loyalty brands weren't bad enough, Aladdin thought cynically. But the moon was also beautiful, with the stars beginning to come out around her and palms below waving in the hot wind. At least that's what he told himself and Abu. This heist was going to be trickier precisely because it was at dusk. The peacekeeping patrols were just setting out, so the streets were empty. There was no chance of using the watering the camels ploy, or angry merchants arguing gambit, or flock of wayward goats ruse to distract the drivers of the caravan. Injured child would have to do. A girl lying in the street, moaning in pain and grabbing her leg. In some ways, this was actually better in the early evening because she would have more reason to be terrified, not wanting to get left by herself to be found by the patrols. This was the big one, the caravan from Caracasa. In it, they would almost certainly find Al-Azif. Keeping that out of Jafar's hands was pivotal in the war they planned to wage against the sorcerer to take back the city. Once he got it and began to raise the undead, things would get a lot harder. And besides the obvious advantage of depriving Jafar of a weapon he was counting on, a victory against the all-powerful sorcerer would be huge for morale. It would be a sign to the rest of Agrabah that the good guys could win, and that in turn would drive even more people over to their side. Jafar would begin to feel vulnerable. Then it would only be a matter of time before they could defeat him entirely. Excuse me. Aladdin waited on a rooftop, watching the wagons that appeared on the horizon grow larger and larger. The warm, dry wind whipped around his face, bringing the resinous scent of desert scrub with it. He wished Jasmine could be there next to him, just the two of them, sharing a quiet moment on a rooftop together, like they were originally supposed to scant moons ago, when she was just a rich girl in disguise, slumming it, and he didn't even have a name. He sighed, kicking his dry, bare feet against the dried mud roof. Someday there would be time when all this was over, when Jafar was overthrown with the city, and the city was theirs, and Jasmine was sultana, instituting her reforms. Sure, there would be plenty of time for hanging out on rooftops. Right now, she was back at the lair, working on plans to attack the palace. Amr had brought in the lead alchemaic to discuss explosives. Morgiana had organized a sudden influx of new recruits, dividing them into real troops. Dubin was in charge of tactics, along with some new guy named Sohrab, who had defected from the royal guard. Maruf managed the flow of supplies to their incipient army and continued the largest to families who supported the resistance. Aladdin was in charge of making trouble, of course. That's why he was leading tonight's raid. The wagons stopped their forward motion just inside the city gates. A girl lying on the ground cried up for them to help her. Please, esteemed Effendi, give me a ride anywhere, even a few blocks to the first empty house you see, so I might seek refuge from the night in the peacekeeping patrols. That was Aladdin's cue. He leapt down lightly, Abu beside him. The drivers, although strangely drawn-looking and hollow-eyed, were predictably more annoyed by the interruption of their routine than concerned for the little girl's safety. They got down to move her just a few feet out of the way and her fate to the patrols. So Aladdin didn't feel too bad when Morgiana and Dubin slipped out of the shadows behind the drivers and knocked the backs of their heads with silent leather-covered clubs. The plan was to tie them up somewhere after drawing all sorts of strange insignia on their clothes. And if they had been magically subdued by a rival sorcerer, as much as Aladdin didn't. Okay, wait a minute, I gotta slow down. I gotta make this brighter. Hang on one second. I can't see. There we go. Ooh, that just turned yellow. There we go. Sorry, new contraption. All right. The plan was to tie them up somewhere after drawing all sorts of strange insignia on their clothes, as if they had been magically subdued by a rival sorcerer. As much as Aladdin didn't like those who worked for Jafar, he didn't want to see them lose their lives because they had failed their master. Street rats melted out of the scenery, hoisted the guards between them, and disappeared again. Aladdin gently took the reins of the lead camel, whispering and clicking his tongue. A little unnerved by the turn of events, the animals immediately followed their new human master. He would probably, like all humans, give them water and food. Abu leapt onto the back of the one and chittered like he was driving the whole caravan himself. Aladdin led them back out of the gate and around the outside wall. If Agrabah was quiet at night these days, the outskirts of the desert were as silent as death. The insects and little chirping lizards and animals that usually called through the dark hours were still. The only noise came from the wind whispering through the dry grasses. Aladdin found himself shivering despite the heat and was relieved when they came to the crack in the wall where a whole crowd of street rats was waiting quietly to unload all the books and artifacts at once in one long human chain. He patted the lead camel on her neck. "We'll get you all watered in a moment," he promised before going to the back of the wagon and throwing open the cloth flaps. There were crates and urns and even Western-style barrels sealed tightly for the trip. Someone handed Aladdin a metal-tipped construction hook, and he went to work immediately, prying the lids off the first of the crates. It was filled to the top with ancient moldering rocks. He stared at the beige and gray desert stones, chunky and worn. They were all jumbled together like a giant child had picked up a handful of pebbles and stashed them away, pretending they were precious gems. He opened another crate, more rocks. He brought the tool down on a clay amphora, smashing the top of it. Instead of holy water or magic potions or even wine or beer, sand poured out in a fine stream that mockingly replicated the thing it replaced. Aladdin stared at it only for a moment before reacting. Get out! He spun around and shoved the smaller street rats in front of him, trying to make the move faster. It's a trap! Get out! Run! Hide! Malicious laughter rose all around him. It grew like a dust storm from the desert, from the city walls, from the streets, from the very air itself. Did you really think your little treacheries would go unnoticed by me? Aladdin tried not to pay attention to the voice of Jafar as he concentrated on getting the children away. He put two up on a camel and whacked its flank, causing it to scream in annoyance and gallop off into the city. Me, Sultan of this city and greatest sorcerer in the world, you thought you could hide from me? Dubin and Morgiana had abandoned their original plan. Upon hearing the voice, they had just left the unconscious guards and run to find Aladdin. They helped scatter and send off the rest of the street rats. We have to warn Jasmine, Aladdin said as the last little thief ran off. Is she back in your hideout? In silent answer, Jasmine herself stepped out of the shadows, looking a little guilty. Aladdin threw his arms around her and squeezed her tightly. He was almost afraid of breaking her. He kissed her hard. And here I was thinking you'd be angry I came to see one of your heists, she said with a rueful smile. I'm just glad you're safe with me. But other people are at the hideout, Jasmine said. Maruf and Shireen and Ahmed are, and everyone else not here. We should go back. No one has turned over its location yet, Morgiana said uncertainly. Did you street rats really think you could talk to the genie right under my nose, as it were, the genie whom I control? Oh, yes, Jasmine. I caught him coming back from your little tryst. He didn't want to tell me anything, not without me giving up my last wish for it, of course. It took me a while to convince him, far longer and with far more torture than I expected. Jasmine went pale. Aladdin put his arm around her waist as she swayed, sick with shock. But in the end, he told me everything about your little plan. And with the help of some of my branded ones, I've learned about your location of your, and I use this term loosely, headquarters. My scouts have already returned from Carcosa. Al-Azif is already in my possession. This was just to lure you out, leaving your hideout completely unprotected. My father, Dubin said, eyes wide. The kids. We have to go back, Morgiana said grimly. Aladdin agreed. It was probably another trap, but what choice did they have? They couldn't let Maruf and the children perish. The four of them began to run. Jafar's voice followed them mockingly. You still don't understand, little rats. True power is not the will of the people. It is not brute force or trickery or stealth or planning. All of this can be overcome with magic. Your people of Agrabah understand that. Magic brought them gold and bread and police and peace and prosperity. Magic brings pain and obedience. Magic is the only way to change a corrupt, broken system. Magic is the only true power in the world, and you have none. Aladdin didn't think he had ever moved so fast. Morgiana, lighter and swifter than he, raced on ahead like a gazelle. Then came Jasmine. Dubin brought up the rear. As much as he huffed and puffed, the veteran thief didn't weaken or slow his pace. People of Agrabah, behold those who would make life hard for you. They scurry like the very rats they call themselves and escape into the filth and the diseased parts of your beloved city. If you would see Agrabah at peace and prosperous, I would implore you to turn in any of these villainous wretches who are trying to tear it apart. As the friends finally got close to the quarter, a strange smell began to permeate the air. It didn't come and then fade like when they had passed a garbage pile or an open sewer. It stayed as they ran and grew stronger the closer they approached the hideout. The stench was terrible, like rotten meat, filth, decaying corpses, and all mixed in the heat of the sun. Aladdin shook his head and tried to focus on running. The four of them had to veer to the left quickly to avoid hitting a peacekeeping patrol head on. The patrol turned to follow them, but in the same ominous, constant yet slow pace, they walked through the rest of the city. Aladdin and Jasmine barged through the secret entrance to the hideout first, sliding down into the main room. The horrible smell was stronger here, almost overpowering in the close quarters. Jasmine held her nose and hurried into her war room. Aladdin pulled his vest up over his face and followed close behind. The map of Agrabah was gone. It had been completely erased from the floor. The pebble buildings were strewn across the room like a giant wind had taken them. The mark of Raja on the wall was ominously blurred, like someone had tried to wipe it off. Aladdin frowned. Either someone from Jafar's camp had been there, or the street rats had tried to destroy everything to keep anyone from seeing their plans. It was impossible to tell. Morgiana and Dubin entered their lair by other secret means and ran through the rooms at their end to meet up with Aladdin and Jasmine. It's empty, Dubin announced, trying not to breathe. Excuse me. Everybody already got God out. God, that says God out. Is that what yours says?
Yes.
Goddoudd. Okay. Everybody already got out, Jasmine suggested doubtfully through a pinched nose. Oh, that's what it was, a pinched nose. Mm-hmm. What is that smell? Morgiana asked, gasping. Aladdin had no idea, but he didn't like the way things were adding up. Something was off about the whole place. And still, Jafar's voice echoed through the walls. I'm afraid that until we have quelled this terrorist group, I will just have to keep a closer eye on everyone. I've tried the carrot, and now it's time for the stick. And just in case you're wondering how serious I am about your safety, please come by the palace gates and see what's left of some street rat sympathizers we caught. Jasmine turned white. Dubin looked sick. Morgiana spat in anger. Aladdin wondered how bad it was, if what he imagined was worse than what Jafar had actually done. We should get out of here, Aladdin said, choking on the stench. They didn't even bother trying to keep their noises and movements small. The bad guys already knew where they were. The four friends burst out of the entrance with daggers drawn, ready for an attack. Down the street, palace guards were heading toward them, rising up into the air. What the? Dubin said, rubbing his eyes. Is this more of Jafar's trickery? Morgiana demanded. The guards eerily hovered above the buildings, hands at the ready over their swords. Without even seeming to try, they arranged themselves in military formation, 2 by 3. Their uniforms were slightly different from those of the rest of the red and black guards. Each wore thick, colorful cuffs on the ends of their sleeves that were strangely patterned for a military group. Oh no, Aladdin said with horror, recognizing the design. It's the magic carpet, Jasmine whispered. Jafar must have cut it up. Aladdin felt sick with shame. Despite the carpet being just that, a carpet, magicked into being able to fly and having a rudimentary understanding of the world around it, Aladdin felt like he had betrayed a friend. Abu chittered sympathetically on his shoulder. Jafar had taken another mysterious, beautiful thing and destroyed it, twisting it for his own purposes. Everything he touches, he desecrated. And the guards stank. They were the source of the terrible smell. What was Jafar doing now? Forbidding baths? Jasmine pointed to the captain of the flying soldiers. He was large and maneuvered silently into place at their lead. Razul, she stammered in disbelief. He was dead. He died that day. Aladdin bit back a cry. It was Razul leading the phalanx. His eyes were red, a dead black red that somehow made them look smaller and indefinitely deeper than they should have. His skin was white, like a grub or old nail clipping, or the fat of a long butchered sheep. His arms and legs hung unmoving by his sides. He has risen from the dead, Morgiana said. For the first time, perhaps ever, Aladdin heard fear creeping in her voice. Aladdin had never meant to kill Razul, and the guard certainly didn't deserve this, to be turned into a ghoul. Was he in pain? Did he have any control over his actions? Did he just long to be at peace? Was he enraged at the living? Whatever happened now was, in some ways, Aladdin's fault. He straightened his shoulders and shook off the nausea. Guilt he would deal with later. Mistakes he would make up for later. Right now, they had to survive. The 4 street rats watched as, in the distance, more and more squadrons of slow-moving flying soldiers assembled themselves over the city. As I said, that foolish genie really doesn't know everything. I have now completely broken one of the 3 laws of magic and learned how to bring back the dead, permanently, under my control. Every time one of my ranks falls, he is replaced. Every time one of your ranks falls, he adds to my army. Death is my friend in the war for Agrabah. Morgiana muttered something in the language of her mother. Street rats, Jasmine, Jafar's voice became less playful and more businesslike. Even if you managed to avoid my army, you would still do well to turn yourselves in by dawn tomorrow. Never, Jasmine shouted to the sky. We'd rather, but Aladdin touched her on the arm and pointed. A great swirling cone of sand lifted up from the desert like a tornado. Unlike a tornado, it was broad and feathery at the edges. Sand danced around within the invisible wind in unnatural jerking motions. Suddenly, it made a picture. A giant hourglass, sand pouring slowly through it. In the bottom where Maruf, Shireen, and Ahmed desperately and silently slamming on the glass trying to get out. Dubin made a noise in his throat, a strangled cry. By sunrise tomorrow, this little family of street rats will be dead. No great loss, I think, but if you actually bother to care about anyone besides your own worthless selves, you will turn yourselves in before the first light of day. And then without a word or noise or lingering echo, Jafar's voice just cut off. The sand that made up the image in the sky fell like rain. He has defeated us without drawing a single blade, Morgiana said bleakly. Dubin, we will turn ourselves in. We can't let them die this way. And then what? Aladdin asked, turning on her. Do you really think that will change anything? Do you think he will just let them go like he promised? And if he did, forgetting for just a moment what he would do to us then, I'm thinking a quick execution and then 4 more ghouls for his army. What's going to happen? What's going to happen to Agrabah? What's going to happen to everyone else? There won't be anyone left to fight him. The city will be on his one giant plaything for him to experiment on. And after that, who knows? The world. I don't care about the world, Dubin interrupted. All I care about is my dad and my niece and my nephew. Jasmine started to say something. Dubin held up his hand. But you're right. Jafar has no reason to let them go. He has all of the cards, and if they lived, I wouldn't want them to live in the sort of world he is building. But what do we do? Morgiana demanded. What we should have done from the beginning, Aladdin said. Grab the lamp, rescue the family, get the genie to undo all of this, and everyone lives happily ever after. Oh, is that all? Morgiana rolled her eyes. Didn't you hear what he said? Jasmine asked, eyes hardening as she thought about it. He didn't call us traitors or revolutionaries or insurrectionists. He said, death is my friend in the war for Agrabah. He thinks it's a fair fight. He thinks we're at war as equals. Well, if it's war he wants, we'll give him one. Interesting. Very interesting. So we got he's got his undead army.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting. I'm gonna figure this out real quick. What does this do?
Welcome in, Corby Sinclair. Good to see you, Jeannie. And I saw Space Mountain Dave popped in.
Hello.
Let's see, 100 Acre Wood, welcome. Well, that changes everything.
It does. Because
quickly.
They don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
I got to get these. I'm sorry, I'm trying to change. So the words don't all. One page is not one page on here anymore. It'll say page 189, then it'll say page 189 again. So I'm trying to fix that. So there it is. It's on standard. I want compact. 201, 2. Nope, it's still 201. Wow. For the most part, it's one page.
David Baco, welcome in.
That's better.
Okay. That was, yeah.
Yeah, that's creepy.
I'm showing we're 65% through now.
I show 64, so it's got to be close. So
yeah.
What's up, David?
Yeah.
So yeah. Crazy. So the next one is only 7 pages long. Mm-hmm. And the one after that is 7 pages long. So we'll probably have you read those two. And then if I read two, it'll be there's 2 that gets us to 214. And the next one's only 7 pages long. And the one after that's only about 10 pages long. So we'll probably read 2 chapters a piece next time.
Chapters next time. Nice. Corby, I'm starting to wonder that too. Corby says there has to be a good ending to this book, right?
You know, there doesn't. I mean, think about it. As we're sitting here thinking and listening to all this, we're sitting here watching people die, and in the gruesome manners in which they are dying, and the heads snapping off to the side. There doesn't have to be. It could be what we don't want it to be because Aladdin never found the lamp. I mean, think about that. If we get to the end of this thing and Jafar wins.
Jafar wins and rules the world in the end.
And we're still going to read the rest of them, knowing that they're probably all going to be bad. Or what would be cool is if some of them ended badly and some of them ended good, because we wouldn't know what's going to happen, and there wouldn't be a happy ending at each one of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. When we started reading this, and even when it started getting a little bad before last week, it still felt like, oh, it's still going to end up with the Disney happy ending at the end somehow.
Yep.
But now we have a zombie army and a cut up carpet making
them flying because they're wearing the carpet's clothing. Or they're wearing, and Razul's been raised from the dead.
And it just,
I mean, be honest with you, Aladdin and Jasmine could die.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says it can't. And even if we get a good ending in this one, there's nothing that says we can't have a bad ending somewhere else down the road too.
Right.
I'm intrigued.
So
I actually hope they mix it up. I hope there's good endings and bad endings.
It would be
people on our toes not knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah. I'm so glad we picked this one as the first one.
Well, it's the first one in the series too. So
yeah,
the rest of them could be very bad, but this one drew us in. So interesting. Listen, I'm not reading ahead because that would ruin everything. Nobody do that. But there's nothing that says it can't happen. Yeah, let's switch the brightness.
Yeah. Wendy B said, I think they should be read in order. I think that's what we're going to do, Wendy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have a picture of all, whatever it is. I think the next one Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty. I think it's on here. Hang on.
Yeah. Kenneth H., good night.
I already got it downloaded, actually. I bought it. It is... Oh, no, it's supposed to open the series. Oh, there it is. Once Upon a Dream. That is Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty.
So that's the next one.
And okay, here's a side story. I watched a good bit of Sleeping Beauty today. I don't know that I've really watched that movie all the way through.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it on?
I watched it on Disney Plus. That's a good one. I don't think that one gets appreciated enough. That's a
So listen, they're classics. Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, they're all classics. Cinderella is obviously more popular.
Uh-huh.
I'm not. If I had to put them up against a lot of the other movies, I'm choosing the other movies.
Yeah.
I think Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is better than both of those. Pinocchio is better than both of those. A lot of the newer stuff's all better, in my opinion. So, I don't know.
Winnie B says she hadn't seen it in ages. I don't remember if I've seen it all the way through before. And it was interesting, the kind of the blending of some of the editing and all that they did. Yep. Like when the fairies are giving the wishes.
Yeah,
there's like mixtures of different images in there that I thought was kind of a cool technique. That was pretty interesting for something when that was made. And some of the animation was it's definitely a different style than like Cinderella and everything. Oh, Stacy noticed my shirt tonight. I did wear my Genie shirt tonight.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think now. I kind of want to keep reading, but
I do too.
it's not what it is. People, I mean, we could. What time is it? It's 10:30. We could read one more chapter each if you wanted to, or we could just go into chill night and save the 4 chapters for next week.
Let's just save it for next week. I'm enjoying this. I wonder. So we're doing 2 chapters each next week.
Yep.
That's going to leave us with. That's only going to leave us with what, 5?
5 chapters.
4 chapters in the epilogue.
Yep. Getting close, people. I'm excited.
So, interesting. Corby says, "Me too. It's cliffhanger." Yeah. Not a fan of a young girl hanging out with 7 older men in the woods.
It was okay back in the 50s.
Yes, but they were short and they were bashful and they were dopey.
Actually, it was before the 50s.
So, close as in winter is coming. That's true. Yeah, I think we'll definitely finish this up before
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, 2-3 weeks. So we should finish this one this month for sure. Not knowing how long the other chapters are. So,
it's exciting. It's getting. It's gripping. I like it.
Yeah. Stacy said last night while I was reading, I finally understood how Angie Sparkly Pink Diamonds accidentally read the rest of the book.
She said no, back then it would not have been okay.
Yeah.
It's very bad now. It was just frowned upon back then.
Right. So, let's see.
That was cool, man. I'm liking the book really, really a lot.
Yeah, I think
think what?
Wow. One of these chapters is really long.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
I
was going to take a look at them later and break them down for us the way I thought that way it would work out. So
I do think we'll do the 4 chapters next week.
Yep, and then
it'll be 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Well, actually 2 and then 3, because that last chapter in the epilogue are fairly short.
Okay, that works.
So yeah, looks like we got about 3 streams left.
3
for the book. So.
We're almost there, guys.
Yep. It was innocent. They were dwarfs. That's true, Wendy. They were.
Wait. So I just got this, right? It's fresh. I got my books across here.
Right.
We got the Twisted Tales. I got the other villain series I'm reading. I've got the Be Our Guest service book from Disney, the Walt Disney library. And then it started putting some weird stuff on here that I've never seen before. So like suggestions. Then it says, continue series that you've started. 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, by John Maxwell, which I have his other book right back there.
Mm-hmm.
Then it says Age Before Beauty, Spring Fires, And I mean, they're like romance novels. And
Oh, so you started those?
I've never read any of these. Spring Fires by Cynthia Wright, Anna Sewell. I don't even know what the rest of that. What just happened?
Is somebody else signed into your app, your Amazon account?
Kissing Santa, The One You Fear, The Courtship of the Vicar's Daughter, Meant to Be, Once a Day, Singing on a Star. They all look like romance novels. I've not read this many books since I knew what Amazon was, let alone.
Is that the woman that you met with Corey at the?
No. Oh, there's only two more. Then there's one just called June. The other one is A Christmas to Die For. Yeah, so apparently those are series that I've started. Based on my reading, they recommend this. Twisted Tail, Twisted Tail, Twisted Tail, Twisted Tail, Twisted Tail, Twisted Tail. They're all Twisted Tales. That's it. That's all based on my reading.
Nicole says Steve is wanting spicy in his life.
Apparently. Recommended for you, all leadership books. Oh, wait. Most wished books for Kindle. Dirty 30. Too Late. And the new Jack Reacher. Oh, yeah. I was going to tell you there's a new Jack Reacher book.
Is there?
Yes. And did you watch the trailer today?
And they dropped the trailer for Jack Reacher season 2 today, and it looks amazing.
Yep, it's going to be good.
Wendy B says, "Oh Lord, Steve, you need a girlfriend before reading those, or while reading."
This one says, "Look at you get down here. Last chance in Prime reading. These guys aren't even wearing clothes down in those pictures."
Oh my goodness!
Once this one over here says "Twisted Love," the guy flexing says, "Hate you." Oh, the Chat GPT millionaires on here. These are last chance in Prime reading. Then popular this month, From Blood and Ash, If You Tell, Beach Read, This Tender Land, The Guest List, and then the James Patterson movie. Those sound normal. Bestsellers: The Perfect Marriage, The Girl Who Was Taken, and Twisted Love. Twisted Book 1 by Anna Huang. That's it. No more recommended books. Ooh, there's some great ones there. Similar to books that you've bought. How's the Culture in the Kingdom from Magic Kingdom book. Creating the Magic. See, those are like books I would read. I'm not going to read any of these other Lessons in Chemistry.
I don't get recommended books like that, Steve.
Well, this is the Kindle. It came with it, apparently.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the Kindle app, though.
A Court of Mist and Fury. Well, that's the other thing. So here's my list. It's like these are my library up to here. So like I have the Disney ones. I have Be Our Guest, the Walt Disney biography, and I got all the way up to this 100 puzzle quizzes here. Then there's a children's book that says Fergus the Fairy. Then some Lawana Blackwell book called The Widow of Lakespur Inn. And then it just gets crazy. Happy New You, 16 Simple Steps to Change Your Life. Long Time Coming with a flower on the picture of it. 15 Merry Christmas Stories. I'd read that. A Vanilla Christmas. So apparently they're just recommending a lot of Christmas stuff. Married by Mistake. Oh, and it even says super romance across the top of it right there.
Super romance.
Not just regular romance. Super romance.
Super romance.
A Christmas Carol, Christmas in Lancaster. Okay, so that's all. So those are the only ones they've added to my thing for I guess just added to my list for free ones or something. I don't know. I'm still learning how this thing works. You think I look up books without telling you? Well, clearly I'm telling you. I don't know, but I just don't know. Yeah, I'm not reading these books. I just got this today. There's no way I watched I've already read all of these series of books on this list.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, VP?
VP, Hey. Let's see, bud.
Anyways, the only thing I don't like is this is not in color, which I get because you don't need it when you're reading, but the covers of the books are not in color.
Yeah.
Bought the little case with it.
Nice.
It's pretty nice. It's magnetic. When you close it, it goes off. When you turn it back on, ask for my password.
Nice.
So it's really cool.
Well, the next book is Once Upon a Dream.
Yes. I've already purchased it. It was $7.99.
The one on here has a different cover than the rest.
Yes, it does. I noticed that too. But it's same actor or same writer, author. Yep. I looked it up. It's the same book. You talking about the Once Upon a Dream?
Yes.
Yes. So if you buy it in the store, it has the cover that matches the rest of them.
Oh.
But for whatever reason, and if you go look in there, I think those were original art covers because there are several books that look the same as the one that you saw there.
Yeah.
But the rest of them all show the other cover now. This one doesn't for some reason. So
Corby says interesting, close to my recommended reading list.
Somebody's hacked it.
Hey Jan, good to see you. She says unpacking some Christmas figures.
I do not play Rocket League. I don't even not 100% sure what that is.
I haven't played Rocket League in a long, long time.
Is that a 50 Shades of Steve?
Ooh.
You know what? I'm kind of disappointed that one wasn't recommended. Give me all this other crap. Let me read something I've seen a movie to. I don't really read those. I'm not going to read that book. Okay. Oh, Chris. Oh, it's an hour early, but I'm going to try it anyways.
Yep. Steve's got...
I'm going to log in to my box one thing. Let's see if we can find and solve it. We had to wait 24 hours.
So the next one on Kindle is $7.99.
Yep.
And then there's several that are free. Some of them are $7.99, $10.99.
So if you look at them, the rest of them, they say you can borrow them. It's like a library. Mm-hmm. The ones that we're reading like right now are free. I went ahead and purchased the one we have now, and I purchased the other free one that's down the road because they're only like $2. When you can borrow them, they're only like $2. And I know they're going to go back up, so I bought them while they're cheap. There it is. Okay. Put that back in there.
Rocket League is basically soccer with jet powered cars. That's true, VP. Yeah. The boy child liked to play it. We would play together sometimes. I couldn't tell you the last time I powered on my PlayStation.
He's online. He asked me if I'm alone. Yes.
Oh, it's early.
Yes, he's back.
Steve got a Kindle. A Kindle.
He said, VP. Okay, today is the day you break me free. I didn't actually need 24 hours to prepare. I just needed a way to confirm you weren't in PH. He would have redeemed that free peanut butter cup by now. What shape is on the bottom right corner of the peanut butter cup loyalty card? Well, I don't know.
I think I might work on a puzzle.
Yes, work on a puzzle.
I think I will.
Yes.
I need to hook up my camera, so give me just a minute to do that.
Need you. Here, I'll just keep this place. I've locked in my office.
BP says, "Oh, Mylene got one recently, and she loves it."
Just create viewing privileges on my.
Yeah, he decided he started to buy all of the books, VP, and he decided to go with that so that he could have them all in one place and make it a little easier.
Oh, I'm almost done, Chris. He gave me permission to view this video chat, and then I got to enter the passwords to get all 6 rooms out, which are the decoders that I already did.
Yeah.
And then I'm done. Let's go watch.
You're done.
Let's watch this video chat. The last one was no, it's not the video. Yes, this one. Okay.
Steve's puzzle will take longer, as we saw. I don't know. I'm gonna get us some music in here. And maybe.
Oh my God.
Debbie wants to know where you got your Kindle, Steve.
Amazon. Look, you got to open the ink pen up and it has a note in it.
Ah.
Oh my gosh. What does this say? Insert the tip of this pen in the eye found on the bottom of the game box. I already did that. Okay. We did that by accident.
Mm-hmm. I gotta switch the lights. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. That was super cool. Use that information along with the password. Got the passwords. We're good to go, right? What was the password? It's right there. Okay.
Little desk.
Huh?
What was the Christmas play? What was that Christmas playlist was from the other night? Chris S. Are you asking the playlist that I recommended the other night? Because I haven't made one yet for the stream yet. That'll be coming soon. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. Let me go back. I can pull it up real quick. The channel is called Holiday Spirit Productions. 3 words, Holiday Spirit Productions. They've got several different videos. Some of them 4 hours, some of them 8 hours. But it's just videos, YouTube videos with a bunch of old Christmas music. Yeah. I like to put them on and play while I'm working here late. All right.
I've got this feeling. I'm feeling you could be the one. I see no reason why I should ever let you go.
There's our Monsters U puzzle we started last night. You're welcome, Corby. I like it. It was recommended to me the other day on YouTube, and I played one of them while I was working the other day, and it's just good old old Christmas music. No ads or anything. Just, well, if you have YouTube Premium, no ads. But yeah, they're good playlists. Windy B says, Steve, 32 days till Magical Night of Hope. How are we looking?
Looking amazing. Oh, I know what this is. Okay, so that's going to be this word here. All right, so we got to just go to the security. Oh, here it is. Password in red. I'm in. Camera 1. Camera 1 password was banana. Oh, it's unlocked. Oh, there it is. A. It's on his desk. Camera 2. Password.
She says anything she can do to help, let her know.
Will do. Oh, Wendy, did you get my? I sent you an email. I didn't get your email about the name thingy. I just want to make sure you sent it to her, unless you responded since then. But oh, he's trying to get out. Okay, camera 3. He's scrambling. That is Joe. Camera 3 is unlocked. Camera 4. He's by the security guard. He's sneaking out. Oh, he sees it. So he's stuck right there. He's waiting on me to put the key. Oh, that's cool. He can't. It's like a live camera feed, but he can't move. Oh, that's so cool. And I'm unlocking the rooms for him to escape. But it's like a live camera feed. He's actually sitting there until I type in the password, and then he moves.
That's interesting.
Sometimes I think I should take a break, then I keep working instead. Do that. Neil Patrick Harris. I like that quote. Now he's just sitting at the corner, so this one's going to be... He's like, unlock the door. Unlock it. There you go. It's unlocked. Go, 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 Martin. You got one left to go, buddy. There he is. He's like, he throws his hands up and goes like this. He goes, unlock the door. Okay, so I think I just let him out. I think the game's over now.
I was about to say, is that the end?
Gonna find out. He's thanking me, taking his sweet time, just not leaving. And then he just took off running out of the building. Congratulations. Click to continue. Oh, I got a 4-minute video by Neil.
Wow.
He looks very upset. Yeah.
Alyssa and Neil, welcome in. Good to see you. Uh, what did I mention at the beginning of the stream? Okay. I missed the beginning of the stream. Did you order one of those puzzles? So I didn't, Molly, but Steve ordered every single one of them. I found more, and Steve ordered them. I haven't been able to place the order yet, but I'm gonna try to get one ordered. I think it would be fun to do it on the chill night streams during Christmas. It's an advent calendar. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, it's an advent calendar of a puzzle. So each day you open up and do a section of the puzzle. It's one big scene. Molly found them for me and sent me a couple that she had found, and yeah, I want to try and get one ordered. So we'll do that on Christmas, during Christmas. So, thank you, Molly, for sharing that with me. As soon as I saw that Disney one, I thought of you. Well, thank you, Molly. I appreciate it. I hadn't seen those, and I had been thinking that I really wish there was a another advent calendar, because that's what I did for Puzzles Are Falling. I had been thinking that I wish there was another advent calendar that I could do, because I did that for Vlogmas a couple of years ago and really enjoyed it. But I hadn't seen Disney had not saw Disney put out anything, whatever the correct grammar there is. But yeah, I appreciate you sending it to me. That's what I'm trying to say.
Keep it up one more minute. Keep it up, you're so great. Standing, talking, you got me checkmate. No one's watching or nothing. I have cleared out the room, also that you can get to be the big spoon. Cut on me blue. Take me to the edges of you.
Hi, guy. What's up, buddy? Hey. Geechee, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday night. We finished book club and decided to chill a little while. Steve is working on his escape room that he started last night.
Okay, so that was super cool. So So on top of that, he said, "I told you you'd use this one, the card that says multiple times. There's a hidden flap on the inside. He said to claim your real reward for actually beating the game." So, it's like there's a card inside. To confirm, you have mastered and completed box 1. Welcome to the club. To confirm your completion, go to the website address, keep it top secret, and enter this. Sorry, guys, I've got to keep this one top secret.
You gotta keep it top secret.
It's super cool though. The whole, and you know, I told the guy's name was Martin Maloney.
Yeah.
He said it's not even his real. The guy was an actor. You rearrange the letters in Martin Maloney, and it says "not my real name."
Wow.
So we're gonna go to.
That's kind of cool.
There's a passcode I got to enter in here too. I got that wrong. There it is. No, I entered it. Oh, never mind. Oh, come on. What is going on here? Okay. Only continue if you're sure you've reached the very end of box 1. To verify completion, oh my gosh. Please enter the passcode to each room below. Okay. I just threw that away. And no way. That's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool, Wendy B.
What's going on?
Wendy said that she was telling Rye Guy, Lori's down there, that she was tracking her all day. She successfully indoctrinated a good friend of ours with her on her first day of her first trip ever.
Lori Thompson?
Maybe. Good night, Corby. Have a good night.
Night. Man, that was super cool. That's a great game.
So is it worth it?
Oh yeah, 100%. I like it just for all the puzzles and everything. Just to,
Yeah.
that's so cool. Huh. Take a picture of this. That's cool. I think you just exit it now, right? Am I done? I am. Love that game. Love that game.
Makes you wish they'd come out with another one.
I'm hoping Box 2 comes out. That was cool. Super cool. I love how much effort went into just the box and everything else in this thing. I mean, man, that's super cool. The cipher, you get it's just amazing.
Wendy said yes. Lori Thompson is with their friend.
Oh, now what am I gonna do?
Who knew?
A lot of stuff to do. We could set up the table for a puzzle, which I got 2 Christmas puzzles now, but it's already after 11 o'clock. I could sit here and watch you puzzle. I got no more escape room to do. Huh. What's up, everybody? All right. Oh, I know something I can do. Oops. Apparently knocked everything over.
What are we doing tomorrow night, Steve?
Oh, I gotta do that too. We're talking about Christmas stuff. Maybe a little bit of the giveaway or swap or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Christmas stuff. Actually, that's what the thumbnail is going to say. Christmas stuff. Stuff and things. Christmas stuff and things.
Nice.
I'm going to a Disney trivia event tomorrow in Orlando.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Let's see here. This one will be fine. All right. As what is tomorrow? The 8th?
It was only one night, only that time, and it's not my style to be caught up in the middle like this.
And
'Cause now I dream about you. I was probably too drunk, it's blurry, but I've got the image of you running circles in my mind right now. And
what does that say?
fade away, but it probably won't, and I should let it be. But I'm gonna
Come on. There we go.
dive into you, and maybe I'll drown. But what can I do?
And all I need is the picture inserted.
Would be alright to let me down. Rather we try than let these feelings slide. So I'm gonna dive into you.
It doesn't even make sense why we try to fight it. Every time
That's it right there. I like that.
But we know that we will both be lying. I wish I didn't want you. I was doing just fine. The way that
She wishes she didn't want me,
these emotions didn't want
What she said.
that I'm stuck.
but she can't help it.
Could go away.
That's what I
Heard that
heard.
too.
I know they won't,
That's what I heard.
and I should let it be. But I'm gonna dive in.
That's what I heard.
Sweet. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Let's see.
No, it's not what I want. One of these will work. That's good enough. Let's get rid of this. Go into here.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive into you.
It doesn't even make sense. Why I think
It doesn't make sense. Just throwing it out there.
only that time and it's not
Rye guy said for Stacy to tell Ray Buenos Nachos.
Buenos nachos.
And now all I want is nachos.
That's that one, or do we want to use this one? Let's put both of them up there and see which one looks better. Ooh, I like that one. You have the camera set up though in a weird way to capture it. Okay. I like this one.
Dive into you.
I didn't think it's what I wanted. I had it all figured out. Then you came, turned everything upside down. Now you're all I think about. Know you got me going crazy.
So, Steve, here's an interesting fact for you.
Yeah.
There's a brush fire currently going near me,
Yeah.
near us, that has they estimated this weekend has burned 431 acres,
Good. That's not a brush fire.
and they have it only, I think, about 10% contained.
Wow.
Good night, Molly.
Night, Molly.
Night.
That's creepy, dude. That's not it's not a small
It's
ordeal.
not a little one. No. Hundred Acrewood said 431 acres. That's the entire state of Rhode Island.
Excuse me. I like that. That's good enough.
you close until the end of time. Even if the sky was
Sweet. Okay, that's done. I'll post it once we're done here.
Glad I could help remind
What's that?
you. I said, glad I could help remind you.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing I think I'm going to do. Hmm. There. So peaceful.
just tell me what's on
There it is.
your mind.
Okay.
'Cause I don't have time to figure it out. Figure it out. We haven't been our best for long. I think that we're just holding on to something that won't work out.
This kind of music reminds me of Hoobastank. They were my favorite band so far. Eat to the Beat. Looking forward to 38 Special. Yeah.
Hoobastank is awesome. Oh, I'm already that far along. I'm almost done.
Welcome in. Wish upon a Disney student, Silva.
Hello?
Oh, Steve, so you didn't get my email to your Steve's World account. Did I get that right?
Yes, because I sent you one back and asked, did you put the S on it? It's Steve at stevesworlds.com. It did not show up.
What's happening right now? I think we're falling down. I think we're falling down. I tried so hard to make you happy.
She had sent me a text message saying she sent me an email, but I did not get that email.
Tried your best as well to make me smile.
Okay, there's those. Now I need to zoom in here. 11, so 0011. There. Then we're gonna go with H. And Isabel. Oops. There we go.
Everybody makes mistakes. 'Cause no one can.
Sounds like jars of clay.
Kind of does.
It was just one kiss
Uh,
that don't justify it.
Did anyone finally get all the Lego figurines?
I still need 2.
I did it just to spite you. Because
Oh, yeah. I didn't get them all.
Oh, I did get. Is Joy here? I got something from Joy today, but I'm going to save it until she's here.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
fed up with us.
She will think it's hilarious.
Each other's feelings.
I kind of chuckled when I saw it.
Tired and
Being honest.
Debbie says I need to do that tomorrow. Is that okay, Steve, to send the email tomorrow with a question? I already joined your email.
Debbie, who?
Debbie Burnfeld asked
I
that.
think I thought I had you down already, Debbie. But yeah, send it.
It hasn't always been like this.
Right, guy, I'll check if I've got an extra Robin Hood one on.
Remember when we were
I had an extra Robin Hood one. I don't know if I still do anymore. I think I gave it to Chris.
we could talk for
If I've got an extra one, right, guy.
I don't know what
You know what? I might have sent it to my niece because I think she needed it.
bring each other down right
I'll look and see.
I don't even know why. You know, I really think it's time we say goodbye. Baby, I'm too fed up with us. I can't take no more screaming, hurting each other's feelings. Baby, I'm just too tired to talk, and you don't wanna listen. It's better we leave it all behind.
All right, up next. Let's see here. It's 8:11. So it's going to be 10:11.
You will see me walking out the door. It's better this way, you know this.
That's going to be ABCHI.
It's something that we should have done a long time ago. You know I think we should say goodbye. Maybe I'm too bad.
Got a Robin Hood hat in the parks. It's kind of cool.
Can't take no
I really wish Disney would
each other's feelings.
do more fitted hats,
Just too
but that's a me thing.
They have the nice adjustable ones now with the the slide adjustables, not ones
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna,
Not the trucker hat version.
yeah, not the snapbacks, but like the ones that slide, the adjustables on the
Mhm.
backs, little hinge or whatever, clasp. So there's that.
I got this boy in my mind that I can't live without. Always says I kill me. And he keeps talking about everything that he likes, and I can't stop listening.
Okay, almost getting there, Chris.
I think about it
Yoki.
I'm still working on this mural thing.
all the time.
Okay, there's that.
My heart's beating fast when
I am on the last section though. That's good,
kill me.
but it's
It's the way that
massive.
Oh, I know what you're working on now.
think about him all the time. I can get him off my mind. Oh, I want him to be mine.
Like I want to put this out and then do a behind the scenes
Yeah,
thing to show people what it takes to build this.
all the effort that goes into it.
Yeah, like the 500 pieces that I'm putting together to do this. And then I gotta go back and resize.
Oh, a live action Sword in the Stone. That would be right, good, right, guy.
They do. There's lots of King Arthur movies,
Yeah,
but I know what he means. And yes, it would be amazing. Listen, they could make a remake of all of them and make me happy.
I don't know about that, but
Yes, I like remakes. Oh, that's Malin. Where's she at? Malin Lee. $23.08, $25.08. Okay, next section.
Really, Rye Guy? That's the first time. Rye Guy said, watch Tangled for the first time this past weekend. Good movie.
Rye Guy, it's one of my
Wow.
favorites. I'm glad you're catching up on some of these. Dude, that's it's shocking because it's one of the most popular ones Disney has.
That's why I'm shocked. Yeah.
Love the music in that. Flynn Rider's my favorite Disney character.
Mm-hmm.
Punzi is one of my favorite princesses. If I sit and think about it, maybe my favorite. I don't know. Yeah, it's such a good movie. That was J. We're going to throw in K. Oh, no, what happened? I hit the wrong button. Okay, so that's that. We got 3 more. Finish these up. Okay. Do what?
Had that piece upside down. A big dodo. I'm ashamed everybody saw that.
I didn't see it. And don't be ashamed. You're human. Coda and Kenai. $35.06. Okay, that's good. Those are all good. That's good. 2 more. 2 more, Chris. 2 more. This thing doesn't go together when I'm done. I'm gonna be super ticked. Like if it doesn't export.
Render.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when I always get really nervous. I didn't watch Tangled, Frozen, Moana, or Frozen after they had been out for a while. The music from Frozen scared me before I even saw the movie.
Oh wow! I think it's a beautiful soundtrack. It's very catchy.
It was heavily played though. I get what Whitney was saying.
I get what people say when they say that, yeah. But I mean, it was actually up for real awards against other real music on the radio.
Right.
Oops. There we go.
But I get it, right, guy. There's several that I'm behind on.
Yep. It happens. Especially if you have a life and you're not like me, and I don't have a life, so I watch them all. So it just is what it is with me.
I didn't say.
You thought it, because I did too.
Give me something back. You gotta give me something back. You don't think before you act. Something really off about that. Give me something back.
We're almost done, then I can read your chat for you.
There's something about you. You don't care about what you do. You gotta give a little, just to get a little, or you'll never find success. If you don't
Okay.
just to get a little, no one's gonna hold you back.
Easy duck. I can get back into painting here shortly too. Got a couple Christmas things I gotta do.
Yeah, I feel you, Angela. Angela says, or if work is trying to take over your whole life.
That's true too.
Right guy says, Detroit Diz, welcome in. Congratulations. Right guy says, Marvel question, is Samuel L. Jackson's character from Unbreakable have anything to do with his character on the Marvel movies? They both have eye patches. Good question, right guy. No, they don't.
They both sucked equally.
I wouldn't agree with that, but yes, they do not.
A. I think this is the last one. B. C. D.
The Marvels comes out this weekend.
Nice. G. H. Yeah, I saw that. I haven't seen anything on that until this week, and now it's being promoted the crap out of it.
Yeah.
I think they know.
I'm kind of excited to see it.
Well, you're the one.
I'll be the one.
Oh wait, that's not right. Okay, go back in there. So then we gotta put this here. Cover this up. 5003. Okay. And it's gonna be this one. And then
No problem, Robert Dixon. Good to see you. Good to see you. Snickerdoodle says she's going to see it.
I'm gonna watch it. Just not gonna like it.
Right guy, I really like Unbreakable, and I think he plays a good role in that.
Does he yell at people and just be mad all the time?
Pretty much.
Oh, that's every one of his roles. I just don't like Samuel L. Jackson. I think he's a terrible actor. Get these snakes off this plane.
I never saw that one.
Don't bother. It will not be on our watch list, Chris.
Say what again? Yeah. He does like to yell a lot.
It's the same. He's the same character in every single role he's ever played, and I just do not like it at all. I think he is awful. But some people like him, and you're entitled to that because you have an opinion. And unlike some people, I don't think your opinion's wrong. So you're allowed to have it.
And Die Hard 3. Yeah, they can't do a lot of the promotions with the actors on strike, so they can't do some of the normal red carpet stuff. That sort of thing, I guess.
How? I could be. Oh, no. What did I just do? I could be incorrect, but I think this movie's going to bomb worse than they thought it would because of that strike.
I don't think the strike is going to help it at all.
Oh man, save this thing before I lose it all. How do I want to finish this? So what I could do is go back to the beginning of each one of these, copy them all. Because those are like that, right? Go back here to the beginning. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. Okay. So that would be all of these. Copy. My gosh, there's so many pieces. Control V. It did work. And if we come back here like this, what happened? We do this. Sweet, that's gonna work. Boom. There's all of that one. Now come back down here. So there's one. There's two. Perfect. Here's
Johnny?
what?
I thought you were going to say, "Here's Johnny."
Oh no. Wrong way. I know, I need to see this smaller. Why is it getting here we go. Now I can see them all. Okay. So then control copy. Come to the end. Control V. Wow, this is crazy. Back and find 4. That's 8. 7, 6, 5. There's 4. Copy. Let's move these over. Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson plays his character really well. Can you imagine any other actor playing the characters that he plays in his movies? The answer is no. Good point, Raga.
Sure, it could be The Rock. 'Cause he's equally as bad. I probably could get the comedian Lewis Black. I don't know if you know him, and I bet he could do a better job.
I don't know.
Like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. It's not right or wrong.
Nice.
Okay, 2 more. 7. It's right there. Copy. Last one. Here's number 8, which is this monstrosity here. Is there more in 3 than 8? I think let me go ahead and get over here real quick. Okay. Oh, it does keep moving in. That's why. And then guess I'm going to send you a quick picture of this so you can kind of see a little idea of what I'm dealing with here.
Yeah.
This is just the last minute and 20 seconds.
Rocket launches in 15 minutes. Cool.
That right there is the minute and 20 seconds out of the 12 minutes, 12:40 I've got so far. That doesn't even have the music built into it yet. That's just the visual.
Holy cow.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Dude, I really hope that renders fine for you.
I know, it's going to be so nasty if it doesn't.
Yes, Cape Canaveral is in Florida, David. I get so nervous when I have a project like that.
It's the big one. It's going to take a lot to render this.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's just the last minute and 20 seconds. It's at 12:40 right now, and I don't have any music added to it yet or anything else. That's just the rendering of the visuals. Okay, so now I just need something else to throw at the end of it, which is going to be the main mural middle right there. That does not look clear. I don't like it because it's not. That one's better, I guess. So we'll throw this in there. Right here. And then throw this up against the end of it. Good night. Okay. So it's going to be 13 minutes and 2 seconds long. This looks like a cityscape across there. I get to go play with music and find the one I want. That's another 3 weeks.
That's about to say that's usually the longest part for me.
I've saved a bunch of them. I just got to go find one I want to use. Something light and wistful, whimsical. Oh yeah, I know it's not a. I do agree with the right guy for the most part. Yeah, he is a terrible Jedi. 100% Stephen K. I don't know. Like, I get the fact that he plays his part. I mean, if your part is to yell gibberish about snakes and other objects in the room, then he plays it very well. Stacy, I've seen it. I wasn't paying attention, but I don't think I saw lights on it. I can go back and double check. But I don't think it has lights on it unless they're inside somehow. Do you hear that music, Chris?
Yes.
Oh, okay. We got to change that then. Sorry.
Okay.
Could you hear the Neil Patrick Harris video I was playing earlier?
No.
Okay. It's just music. All right.
I don't know if the partner statue will fly. I think it lights up, Stacy.
So I was trying to remember. I don't remember seeing any lights in it though, unless they're like I said inside somehow. I didn't open the thing up.
Yeah, I think it is inside because I think Jeff thought the same thing and he opened it up and there is a controller inside of it.
Maybe they do then. Just they do a great job of making it look like there's no lights on it then because you don't see them from the outside.
You're a guilt trip, feeding me with all these lies. I feel sick. You're a bad choice that I made 5 years ago at some party in New York. Are you texting me to tell me that I'm shit? Why are you still going on about things I never did? Maybe you can't see that I'm hard to hold. I know I'm a basket case you think should be alone. But
Okay, I found the music I want to use.
Nice. That was quicker
It was quick.
than I expected.
It was quicker than I expected. I think I want to use it, so we're going to go with it. So now I just got to piece it all together because it's going to be like a lot. Okay, so
But I still love my friends, don't want you. All I need is them, so you. But I still love my friends, don't want you. All I need is them, don't want you. I can barely sleep 'cause of you. But I still love my friends, don't want you. But I still love my friends, don't want you. All I need is them, don't want you. I can barely sleep 'cause of you.
It does light up. I just had to open it to find where it lights up. Steve, you are correct. I couldn't see the lights. That's why I asked. So you have it, Stacy?
Cause I've been running round in circles, screaming out your name. Take me to a different place. Just the two of us, and we can stay up all night. Kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do. Staying up all night, everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Be with you.
Good night, Debbie Thuner. Have a good night.
All that time away from you.
Okay.
I didn't think I'd make it.
There it is, all lit up.
You by my side. Let me feel
Like it.
love again.
You're muted.
that's crazy. That's really cool that it lights up like that. And you, like I said, I've seen that bag. I watched it last night. Looked at it. Didn't even know there were lights in it.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool going down at nighttime.
that would be. I like that.
Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand.
Got a good level of brightness to it too. In case you missed the movie stream the other night, we announced that we're changing it up coming up soon. So Sunday night we will be at the normal time, 9 o'clock, and we'll be watching Spaceballs. And then
Yes.
after that, we'll be starting at 8 o'clock, and we'll be doing 2 movies for the holidays.
It's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Okay. So now I need to take this again. And drop it in right there. Okay, now what do we do here? Oh, that's what we do. We cut it right here. Okay. And then delete that part and then come back over here. And bring this all the way back. To here. And then we're going to cut it here. And that should be what I need. So if I go in there, I go ahead and cut this, 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 and I put this up in here. Why you got me on screen? Why am I the only one here? Where did Chris go? Hang on a minute, guys. All right. So Chris is gone. His internet got cut out. So he told me to say goodbye to you. I'm not going to give you the goodnight kiss. That's Chris's thing. So y'all have a great night. Thanks for joining us. And that's it. Bye.